Jerry here, Execute Fitness, and this is the introduction to the Second Chance program. I get this question all the time. How do we give people result that we give? And this, I'm here to say that this is probably one of the most important presentation. I put it in the beginning of the program just because I want you to really understand what is our proposition and how we're gonna take you from your infamous point A towards point B, which should be your results. And exactly, I want to give you an introduction to what that really means, okay? Because most of you comes in here with this idea that you just get to change your looks, you just get the abs, like this girl here that you see on the picture. But what does it really mean, and specifically, how are you really gonna sustain that? So it's come down to really a difference between movement towards progress, okay? Moving is movement, moving forward is actually progress. And specifically, I said it multiple times priorly, if you're gonna cherish this program, if you're gonna do this program as it should, this is probably the last thing you do in terms of fitness, because you're gonna really achieve the results and you're gonna learn how to maintain the results if you're gonna go to the path with us here. So it's really come down to a motivation game, which is really give people short-term results, and it's really equal figuratively towards that. Basically, instead, when you refine your habit, when you're looking for long-term results, it's all a game of growth. You're actually growing toward, compared to obviously dying in terms of fitness, in terms of health. Because as you saw, by motivation alone, you tend to when motivation dies down, when you stop seeing results, you get to quit, and then you start something else after a few months, and you get to quit again, and that's a cycle repeatedly all throughout your health life, I want to say. So where does it start? Where does it start? With the idea that everything can be possible. You have to analyze obviously where you're starting, and specifically you're gonna look anywhere between one of those percentages, in fact percentage, but specifically what is the identity you attach to this specific work? What is the identity that reflects being 45%, being 30%, being 20%? What is the identity? What are the struggles? And specifically, what are the desires behind you wanting to improve? Okay? And really come down to expectation versus reality. Okay? Instant gratification will be, again, one more time, short-term results, and what is being advertised everywhere, which is the quick fixes, going from diet to diet to diet to diet to program to diet to diet to program, and basically never achieving anything because you don't give your body the time to react, and you don't give your inner self the ability to change. And like I said on the bottom, everything is possible, but it does. You need to aim for long-lasting results, which really come down to consistent hard work and time. This is what we see all the time. This is the expected trajectory. This is the expected path to the person, the average person that come to me, that go on the phone with me and talk about where they want to go, why they're here. And they say they always think they coming into this program, or they at least thinking that the beneficial way to come into this program would be to get a diet, right? To get what is the next big strategy, and what is the workout that is better. What can I do? What can I do? And it always comes down to a blend, specifically us working with women only. You always come down to a blend to what you like to do and what you feel like is the faster way for you to do it, right? And it really comes down to, as you see on top, it comes down to the expected trajectories, comes down to the tricks, what is the best quick fixes, so I can get instant gratification and I can see results. But it really comes down that you're gonna end up in a demise. You're really not gonna take this thing very long. And specifically, the expected trajectory always equal to no results and equal to frustrations necessarily. Why do we expect that though? There is a reason. It's not your fault. It's actually the reason behind the marketplace. Why do we expect, and read this word very well, why we expect in 2018? Because it's always a matter of why. Being bit targeted very hard by the market, we've been, marketed all every day that we need to look like celebrities. Looking like celebrities cool, looking at that particular body. She did it with quick fixes, she did it with pills, she did it with supplements, she did it with this particular workout. If you do this particular workout, it works. If you don't do this particular work, it doesn't work. And usually the sad things of all this has been comes down to having more followers on Instagram. Who has more followers will have the better solution, and people tend to believe it just because people look in certain ways compared to others. And this is really the demise. This is really why people fail, and why people fail all the time. People are consumers, and you'd end up wanting to consume what you feel is right to consume, what you feel is the easiest way to consume. So we are conditioned to be unrealistic, and we don't train discipline. We don't train the muscles of the body, but we don't train the muscle of the brain specifically to be disciplined. And of course, the equal of that is frustration. We just don't need, discipline is just not so easy to train. You need to train with consistency, you need to train with habits, and we're gonna see exactly what I mean by that. The real trajectory is gonna look something like that. There is two of you. On the bottom you have you, that obviously looking for the quick fixes or looking for the particular, strategy. And I'm gonna tell you the reality here. I'm not here to tell you what you wanna hear. I'm here to tell you the truth, and specifically what is really gonna take you on the other side, on the best you possible. It's really gonna be a blend of a gym. On a gym specifically, not because we want to burn calories, because by actually building more muscle and by improving your metabolism, your food, and yes, even if it comes from pizza, it's going to go towards muscles and it's not going to go so much towards fat. We need cardio, a cardio that can be some type of CrossFit, it can be some type of HIIT training, that can be a short run, like that leave you breathless. We need a cardio that is going to take out of your comfort zone. That's why we have people biking, for hours. We have people running all the time for hours, and they don't see any results, or not so much, because your body got used to it. So you need to, at the cellular level, to get always to a new point of putting yourself out of your comfort zone to get a better engine. Okay, so we train in the gym to get the foot towards the muscle, and we train in the cardio, a good cardio, a short cardio, so you can actually feel a better engine. You can actually build a better car. Your body is compared to a car right now. What nutrition works? And this is the funny part. What does nutrition work, or how do we teach you nutrition? How can we implement nutrition? Our approach is not if you fit your macro. Our approach is not even any weird diet or any specific diet, because every diet has a pitfall. Every diet there is behind calorie restriction, there is this word restriction behind it, and that's why things doesn't work. So we teach how to build habits around nutrition. We teach you portion control, we teach you how to compare food. We tell you that if you don't have to give up your favorite food like pizza, but you can still have some, but you have to have an understanding how many calories there is in this pizza, and what is this pizza, if you eat it, is gonna do to your body. What is really gonna do to your body? Okay, so specifically, this is exactly what I actually said. Like, you need to find, it's not about dieting, it's understanding how much your metabolism needs, understanding how to calorie cut, but specifically finding something that you can feel like you're not in a diet. And this is really gonna give the key of accountability. Now, the second trajectory is the one that you have on top. The trajectory of the psychology, the trajectory of the struggles, the trajectory of you being faced with struggles every day, with things like you don't have time, like stress, like not reacting, not the body feeling that your body doesn't react well, like going to vacation. All these problems, quote unquote, are there basically to kind of like have you lose attention. And the only person, and this is why people fail, because like you give in to this attention, and instead of giving to saying, yes, I'm doing something right for my body and this is going to give me results, you don't do anything for your body, and then you quit. So I'm here to say that you need to have a trajectory for your strategy on the bottom, and you need to have a trajectory for your mind on top. This is how you need to build habits, and you need to sustain. So if you go through these doors that you see on top and you go through it, then until the end you're going to achieve results, and I'm going to tell you how. What should we expect in 2019? Well, we should expect what we were expecting 30 years ago. We should be expecting that this kind of body is not built with quick fixes. This kind of body is built with health. This kind of body is built with going to the gym, going to do the right cardio, going to have consistency, having portion control, learning about food, and going always improving the action, improving the work every day. You see on the left that you need time, you need hard work, you need consistency, you need habits, you need lifestyle, and you need most of everything else to enjoy the process. Okay, we should be conditioned by realistic expectation, and we should train the muscle of focus, which should always be focused on everyday work. So the truth, don't expect, but work hard. In fact, you must take imperfect action. What is gonna be? What I'm gonna mean imperfect action? I'm gonna give you the one specific strategy that sometimes you feel like you have no results, you feel like frustration, but you take an imperfect action. So there is you on the bottom. Let's put this way that I said. Try to be aware of your food this week. Try to do your calorie cut, and then I say to you, just work out two times a week, and then try to eat whatever I said to you to eat, and then you end up eating 2 slices of pizza. Naturally, what's going to happen in your mind, you're going to feel frustrated, you're going to experience sadness, you're going to experience confusion, you're going to experience guilt, because you feel like everything is just going down the drain. Instead of experiencing that, you really should take imperfect action again, and you should do better. You want to do better the day after, and this is what the week or the day after is going to look like, or the week after. Improve your action daily, right? So you do 3 workouts a week. You only eat one slice of pizza. You learn, maybe this week you learn about portion control, and maybe this week you learn about comparing the food, how many calories, you're getting something better. All of a sudden you are a little bit confused still, you get some frustration, but you're also happy because you understand that you're improving, okay? It's all a game of improvement. Lastly, you now not only you're working out 3 times, you're also improving, you're going to the gym twice, which I say is better. And then of course, you're still getting the portion control, but now instead of the pizza, you build capacity into your body. You understood that that the addictiveness of the pizza that you probably needed, you can be taken away with some healthy fats like salmon. Okay, so you understand, you get better and better every day. Now you're not only happy, you're not only proud of yourself, but you're also consistent. So you don't associate any more negative feelings. Nutrition speaking, like we want to improve habits, obviously, towards restriction. There is improving habits and not restriction. So restriction, short-term results, always equal to that. Refining habits, long-term results equal to growth. Okay, so if you like your pizza, and like I said, I'm not gonna take this away. I'm just gonna make you aware of how much calorie does have the pizza. On the left, this is probably usually how most the average women that have to lose about 5 to 10 kilo would probably need maybe a few more calories. In our aggressive cut, the first cut we do in the first 10 days, we give you, depending whatever metabolism is, we always like to take off about 500 calories. So some people would need anywhere from 14 to 1800 calories, and this is what a pizza is, right? So if you eat a pizza and you had the other 3 meals, you can now have a sense of how this is too much. But if you need pizza because it's part of your culture, it's part of your social life, it's part of you feeling rewarded, it's part of you not going crazy because like you want your pizza, you can get a slice or 2 because you see now that it's only 400 calories. It's about a meal. Nothing bad is going to happen. But then you want to improve the habits, right? You understand that this small slice of pizza can be equal more or less about all this food over here on the left. Some good tilapia, some salmon, some vegetable, some broccoli. And again, over here you get improving habits and then refining habits. Refining habits is success. Improving habits is growth, right? You always want to have more success and you keep want to growing as well. So you see our approach, how much more sense it makes, because now you don't feel like you're in a diet and you're also learning more about food and you're gonna feel satiated. You always about getting a game plan. How see the info, the game plan, why we give people results is because we have strategies. We give you a strategy, you give me a feedback, and then there is an adjustment. You here on the bottom, you ask me for help, I give you a strategy, you implement it, and of course let's say that a strategy was work out a couple of times in a week and eat you know, about 1500 calories. You're gonna have some meal plans too you can actually check, and of course the one specific strategy always will lead to obviously no results and frustration. But when you instead you building your specific strategy, you know, like game plan, the information, it will give you exactly what you need to get. Why obviously why we actually get support? I mean, why do you actually get results? You know, we said it before, the one strategy, and of course, here is you, the part of the group, you know, the second chance group, is because when you feel like falling down, there is always going to be somebody, and you use on the left here, and the second chance group, which is going to become more people in there, more women in there. They're now happy because they're already getting results, and when you know they already experience the program, they already know they've been going through the same struggle you're going to, and basically they see you right down on the left, and when you feel like giving up, there is going to be somebody that's going to pick you up. There is going to be somebody that's going to tell you that you can do it too. There is going to be somebody that is going to tell you that they experience the same stuff like you, and now they can actually improve. So this is how people get motivation by default, not building motivation, but getting motivation. Okay, so this is how you keep motivation when you kind of losing it. But lastly, I actually teach you that you cannot rely on motivation. You know, it has to be a habits game, not a motivation game. Okay, and here I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean. You see on the bottom, always you are motivated, very cool, like for the big motivation there, the second week, the third week, maybe the fourth week if you're lucky, then something is gonna happen, you know. You wake up 3 out of 7 days not motivated, you're gonna stop seeing results for a bit, and motivation dies. You see that you never get to the top, you never get to the results. While on the bottom, you can actually, when you don't rely on motivation, when you build habits, you want to work out, and the first time is going to be difficult, then second time is going to be better, then the third week, the fourth week, the sixth week, the seventh week, like it's always going to get better. And the last thing, you know, if you do this for long enough, and when I mean long enough, I really mean for 6 months to a year, now you're not only building a habit, but you're building a lifestyle, and you can not only get to the results, but you're going to sustain the results. So this is how you sustain results. The graduation of actually getting the results is really the graduation of your desire. You have to ask yourself a couple of things. Where are you? What do you think you want? And basically this is what I always get. You know, I want to lose weight, I want to see my abs, I want to get fit. And I always ask the question, why do you want that? And most of the people cannot answer this question. And really, either you know and you don't want to tell, or really maybe you don't know and you need some work to actually understand what it is that you want. Because like what you really want is probably to be stronger, more confident, sexier, have more self-love, have more self-esteem, have more, you know, to be able to reflect these things against others, to be able to reflect it, you know, maybe wearing something that you used to wear a long time ago, to be able to play more with your kids, to be able to have better intimate relationship with your partner, because maybe due to your overweight you don't have that so much of anymore, and so forth. So there is always an underlying identity that you really need to develop, and you need to improve, and you need to figure out what it is, because if you don't figure it out, this is going to be the hardest thing ever, because like you're always going to rely to the surface is what you think you want, these abs that want you're going to get it. If you don't change your inner side, if you don't understand why you want it, you know, you're not even going to be happy when you get there. And of course, lastly, I'm here to tell you the path of growth. The path of growth is really going to be longer than you think for most of you. So you have two choices. You either do this thing with us and we are going to take you there, or you do this thing alone with the idea of really that, you know, you're going to be dealing with a lot of frustration. You're never going to be able to dissect what is right and what is wrong, you know, upon workouts, because unfortunately there is a lot of people telling you that you can get things done very quickly, and obviously where you are to where you think you want to go, looking with some abs and so forth, usually for most people it takes about 3 to 6 months, and depending on where your starting point is, this is kind of the physiology change, the maintaining part, kind of like the getting the results and then maintain. But of course, the whole identity shift, it really takes up to maybe 6 months to 2 years for most people, because basically it does not involve only, you know, be able to wear a dress that you used to wear. No, it does involve the real identity shift, your body language, your posture, your ability to be able to deal with capacity to hold the changes, because the new changes you get in the new body is going to require for you to work out more, so it's going to require you to stress less, it's going to require you to actually be able to hold that body and those routines all the time. It's going to require for most of you to understand, to build a different relationship with food, because the pizza that was bothering you and it will probably give you a lot of struggles with body weight when you were 35% body fat. Now that you're 12% or 15% body fat, this pizza is actually beneficial for you to have more calories, because your body has more muscle, so you need more calories. So there is all internal work, mental work to have done once you achieve your goal. And of course, I'm here to tell you that I can take you there. But specifically, you wanna changing. You really need to wanna change, because specifically, it's what you need. Is what you need. You need time, consistency, and will. Like I said before, the harsh truth is that basically wherever you want to go, and it doesn't have to be anything like this, but wherever you want to go, you want to be asking yourself a question. How long did you take to get here? How long have you take or did you take to get here? And if you answer this question correctly, probably to get here you did not take 2 or 3 months. You probably took years. And obviously, how can we fix every mistakes we done for the proper years, or for the last 2 or 3 years in a couple of weeks? The reflection you see in the mirror is the addition of all these the thing that you did in the past 2 to 5 years. Therefore, if you can fix everything and you can trade things off and fixing everything in 2 years or 1 year and get the best version ever of yourself, you do understand that this is a pretty good trade-off. Okay, so I welcome one more time to the Second Chance program with this introduction video and with the proposition we have for you to actually get fit. And of course, I'm really glad that you're joining, and let me know how can I best assist you, and welcome aboard and good luck.